Remember, knowledge is not free. You have to pay attention.
Welcome to Pass the Wire TV, your #1 source for horse racing news and interviews, handicapping analysis, betting insights, and more. Pass the Wire TV covers the biggest races at the best tracks.
Garnet and Luis Saez to win the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga.
The Grey Wizard is absolutely flying. Champagne won. The Grey Wizard. Oh, it's very close. Leave it to the judge.
Like, share, and subscribe to Pass the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Welcome, everyone, to another great show for the weekend. If you saw my show last week, everyone, we hit the pick five for $16,666. Another great weekend. We've been hot all the 4 weeks prior, 4 out of 5, but we finally got that last one, and we hit that pick five at, of all places, Kentucky Downs, one of the hardest tracks to hit, but the prices are fabulous at Kentucky Downs, and so are the purses. Now, if you go there this weekend and you're going to be betting there this weekend, you got 6 stakes races. You know, they're all worth $2 million. I mean, this is crazy when it's not even Breeders' Cup time. So, what we're going to tackle today, we're going to tackle the all stakes pick five, which is it's the start of the races, are the 6th, which is the first stakes race. We're going to go to the 10th. We're not going to cover the 11th stakes race, but I think we're going to go for the all stakes pick five. And while we're doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this first one here. We're going to go to race number 6 at Kentucky Downs with Race Lens, and here we go. The one horse here. Now remember, they're going 1 mile and 5/16. That's a good distance. It's just under 1.5 miles basically. So you got to have horses that can run 1.25 miles to 1.5 miles. That should be doing well in there. The first horse, the one horse. This horse comes from, well, basically Japan, but it's been running all over the place. Look at the last time out, finished 4th. I did not see any videos on this horse. That's what I usually try to do, and try to dig up videos when they're formed like this. So I don't have much to go off of on this horse. This horse was racing in England pretty good. But for me, I'm going to just take a step back and see what happens to this race. There's plenty of other horses here at Kentucky Downs that could do it in this race. The 2 horse, Chop Chop, you probably have seen this horse running around the country here at Keeneland, Churchill Downs, Saratoga. Last time out, Saratoga ran a pretty decent race. Start off 5th, finished at 3rd. Did a little closing there, did pretty good. Look at this early pace. Does a 96, middle pace 98, finishes 1:107. Does very good. Here's a big note right here. Kentucky Downs, everybody. This horse is 1 for 1. This is very important when it comes to this track. You got to have horses that like this track, period. Now, granted, there's some horses running. There's some races that have no horses that have experience on this track. That's why there's prices here. See who has a shot, who's been, just missing and maybe a notch below when it comes to regular races at Saratoga or Churchill Downs or wherever. They might have a shot here. Remember, they turn right, they turn left, they go uphill, they go downhill. They do everything here. So you should go and watch some videos of that track, even the backside. You see them going uphill, wide turns, and everything. It's pretty amazing. Now, we'll go back to this horse, the 2 horse. Sits really close to the pace. Here in this race, Brad Cox in the last 30 days has been getting 28%. But for Brad Cox and Pratt, look at this ROI, plus 14%. Very, very good. You can't knock that. Unfortunately, this horse is 5-2. Is this horse a player? Yeah. Is it a major player? Yeah. So for the win spot, this is definitely one of the players for the win spot. But I mean, remember, always look for some value too. And we'll look at that charts for value later in a second. But definitely a player. The horse will be sitting very close to the pace. And I think there's plenty of pace in here to let it set up for closers and pace horse like this one. The 3 horse. Here's one of your, early pace horses. This one is a front runner. Look at it, the early pace ratings here, 92, 90, 76. Tapers off at the end. There's no race lens angles here for this horse yet. So I do believe that this horse is going to be one of your leader. IRAD's aboard. If anybody's going to save anything out of a horse, it will be IRAD. But for me, in this race, I'm going to take a step back and watch this horse go because there's going to be plenty other speed to go with this horse. The 4, another European. I did catch a video of the 3rd place here. This horse is very, very good. This horse is going to be very, very dangerous. I think this horse is going to be one of those that could probably sit pretty close. It does look like it starts picking up speed at the end, but there's no data for the late pace. We got a race lens angle here. Horse won last race as the favorite. Its success score is a 4.8. That's pretty decent. O'Brien here. No starts in the last 30 days. Well, since this thing came out, he probably had one just 2 days ago. I don't know. Franco Dettori, is he ever going to retire? I mean, I thought he was going to retire, right? He's riding like a young buck again. I mean, I'm telling you, he found his second life there, when he came here to the States. Doing excellent. Look at his positive ROI in the last 10 and 30 days. It's the same, plus 32%. Gotta love that. Is this horse a player? Yes, a major player for the win spot. So I wouldn't be looking elsewhere. I'd make sure I keep an eye on that horse. And you got 3-1, not too bad, but we'll see if we can find a price somewhere. The 5. This horse is a closer. It's going to have to stay pretty close, I think, overall. I don't know how fast these fractions are going to be. That might be moderate, but I think they're going to tire each other out because, like I said, the up and down, right and left, so they're going to tire themselves out. This horse is going to be a closer. For me, a player, no, not from a major player in my book. I think at best for this horse is on the bottom side of exotics, which is for tries and supers probably. Other than that, I'm going to pass on this horse myself, and I'm just going to see another one go by. Horse number 6. Here's another horse that sits very, very close to the pace. Sits there, third. Here's the big note right here. Look at this. 2 for 2 at Kentucky Downs. Gotta love it, right? Last time it ran this distance at Kentucky Downs. I'll show you right down here. It's all in green right here. Was sitting second, and then went first. The horse likes Kentucky Downs. Let's see how the speed ratings come up with this horse. 88, 93, 108. So this horse probably was sitting right around 4th, maybe even 5th, but very close to, I think. I think he's going to have to stay close. Tyler Gaffleon's aboard. Grand Motion does excellent with all types of horses in my book, but a lot of people say he's a turf trainer. I don't believe in stuff like that. I think some have more talented horses that are for turf. If you're a good trainer, you're a good trainer for all. That's how I see it, and I see Grand Motion as that. Last 30 days, he's got a 20% plus in the ROI, return on your investment. So This horse is definitely a major player. Here's Raceland's angles. Horse shipping into a track wins on multiple circuits. Success is a 3.8. Course for the course, a 4.9. And I think a horse for the course, if you pick out all the tracks, some say, oh, there's a horse for the course for, the Belmont or at Keeneland or Del Mar. You know what? If there's going to be one racetrack that's 100% true, it is Kentucky Downs. Okay? 2 for 2. This horse is a major, major player. Do not leave this horse out. The 7. Here's a nice closer. This one, sits there at, oops, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Anyway, this horse closes and pretty good. Down the stretch, he comes down every time. He's never ran here at Kentucky Downs, but look at him. He's 97, 98, 122. So he's going to be flying at the end. This horse, I see him at the back of the pack more or less, but making one huge run. But remember, they're going to have to, he's got to bring him in tight up to the group coming around that final turn, because the stretch kind of goes uphill just a little bit. So he's going to be getting a lot of tired horses so he could pass them by. Look at this. With this jockey, they have 4 starts, 25% are wins, and 75% of the money. So Joe Rosario and Reed are a great combination, but this is the main thing. Plus 123% ROI. Is this a horse a player? Yes. Major player? Probably so. I would be very scared to leave him off a ticket. I think this horse has got tons and tons of talent. Now, the next one, the 8 horse. This one's always even through the race, pretty much even throughout the races, almost all the time. 2 lengths, 2.5 lengths, 3 lengths, 2 lengths. Well, here was 10 lengths, 5, 1, 1. So a little bit of a close pace horse, but never has enough juice to get out in front and never has enough juice to pass them. So for me, in this race, this horse is tough. Yes, got a heart of gold. And he's got a great jockey here, Adam. Adam's a great jockey, especially on turf. Brendan Walsh is another excellent trainer. I just don't know if he could get the win. Second or third, maybe so. So I think this is a player more on the exotics, but I would be careful about the win spot. Is a nice price, 15-1. This horse just never seems to pass them at all. The 9. The last time out was just disastrous, and the time before that did okay in allowance race. Came in second again. This horse has got seconditis. It's another one that needs to pick up the pace a lot. Definitely has a little bit of early speed, so you might see a little flash up there for a little bit. But I don't know about this horse at all. I'm going to personally leave this horse out, and I'm going to see what it could do. Can it beat me? This type of thing, With that being said, I just want to first thank Race Lens for giving me this opportunity here, and they give me all the supplies here. And if you're interested in Race Lens, you should definitely, get it for the weekend, but you got to play it for a couple of days. You got to get kind of used to it a little bit. You can't just buy it for one day and that's it. You're going to have to play with it a couple of days and figure all these angles out. I try to cover as many as I can on different shows, but some days the races are just not kind of quite set up where I could show it in depth. I'm going to show you in depth on another part of this in a second, where the way the Race Lens themselves pick the race, how they see it coming out. Once again, if you guys have any questions about training, owning, claiming a horse, or going to a sale, you need some help there to buy a horse, I could help you with that, or just want to go and learn, I could help you with that. Just let me know. Shoot me an email at Charles at passthewire.com. And remember to subscribe down below and hit that little bell, and you'll get every alert for every show that we have, okay? Now, we're going to go into to see what Racelands likes on this. Here we go. All right. This is how they see the race in the beginning. They see the 9 going out in front. Remember I said that horse has got a little brief speed there. They're saying a 104. You got the 2 and the 7 sitting second. Pretty much I kind of see those 3 like that myself personally. And then midway through the race, now remember, this is never an oval. This is not a true diagram of the racetrack at all. But they still think those 3 horses are going to be out in front. I kind of do too. It's that final turn coming from home. You're going to see a complete different race here. They have it as 31%. The 6 is going to win. The 2 is going to finish second at 30% chance. The 7 at 22. The 4 at 6. And the 8 at 2. Well, I kind of agree with them with the 6, definitely. The 2, I got finishing third with the 4 finishing second, and then the 7 right there. But remember, I said all 4 of those horses I just said right there, I will not be shocked at all if any one of those 4 won. I am leaning towards the 6. I think that is the horse to beat in the race. But that doesn't mean anything right now, because you got to see who's scratched and who's not, and how much speed is left and all that stuff. Here's your true odds. The 2 should be 2-1. You got 5-2. A little bit of a like advantage there. The 6 2-1 and 7-2. There's a little bit of more advantage. And then you got the 7 at 3-1, and the morning line is 4-1. That's your advantage. Now remember, if you go out there and buy Racelands and you're playing with it like Friday, I would definitely use it for Friday before Saturday. You look at it, and these odds that you're seeing right there, right now, over here, will change throughout the day and all the way up to the horses going into the gate. Because A, you get scratches. B, you get more where the money is going, and it's going to show what's true odds. They're going to try to show that as much as possible. Okay? Now, next we're going to go and do, I'm doing the bookends on our pick 5. We're going to do the beginning, and I'm going to do the last race, which is the 10th race of the pick 5 that we're going to be playing, which is all stakes at Kentucky Downs. Let's get to it, and here we go. And that'll be the 10th race is the next one. It's a 1.5 miles, $2 million. See, I want to show you this track. Look at this. If you can see this, I'll try to blow it up even more for you. Look at this. You start here, you're racing, and then you do a sharp left. Then I'm telling you right now, this is more uphill than anything. Then it goes a right turn, a little bit more uphill. Then it starts coming downhill, making a left, but a very wide left. And then when you hit the top of the stretch, it's a little bit more of an uphill. Not a big difference, but it is a little bit. So those horses that really were cruising really fast around this turn, they're going to slow down right about here. And that's where your come from behind horses will be doing their work, their best, right? So that's how I see it, and that's how those races are run there. And here we go. The number 1. Here in the 10th race is 1.5 miles, remember. This horse does pretty good at closing at a small stakes, and here, let's straighten this out a little bit better. There we go. And it closes pretty good. This horse got some talent? Yeah, it's got some talent, but I don't know about this level. This is serious level here. And this horse is early speed rating is a 101, 100, and then a 112. So this horse is kind of a little bit of erratic a little bit, but he gets the job done. Is he for this class? Personally, I don't think so. Does he have talent? Yes, definitely. But for me, I'm going to leave this horse out. I think there's others in here, and definitely at 6-1, I definitely want to pass on this horse. At 2, the 2 horse here. Interesting horse. This horse last race had trouble. If you go back and watch the video, tons of trouble. Nation's Pride, excellent turf horse, and even Ancient Rome, another horse that's excellent. This horse had a lot of trouble. Look here, outrun while inside, steered out 3 wide, late rally up for second. So he had to do a little bit. And anybody knows Kendrick. Kendrick is a type of jockey, for me personally, and there's a lot of other people out there, more of a, he gets horses out of the gate. He gets them out, all right? So with that being said, he's really good with speed type horses. Now this horse doesn't really have super speed, but the horse has enough speed to break good and then settle down. And Kendrick did very good the last 2 times with this horse going long. He won and finished second. We got a race lens angle here. 3rd race after a layoff, looking for improvement. Yeah, I love that angle. I love that angle about this horse here. I think this is more of a pace come from behind her. I don't think this is a solid pace horse. I think he'll get enough speed to get close enough, and then he can sit and wait and release at the end. Player, definitely major player. He's never ran at Kentucky Downs, by the way. Major player for first, so I would not leave this horse out of your tickets. Unfortunately, we have the 8-5. Will he be off 8-5 at the end? I don't know. It'll be close. I think he won't move much further than that because people at Kentucky Downs, they bet other prices, so they want to bet something else that might get them more money back. The 3. This horse is one of your semi-speed pace horses, another one that could find itself on the lead. Could. Will it? I don't know. It's more of a pace horse in my book. That sits 2nd or 3rd. Michael Maker, excellent with turf horses. You got Jose Ortiz on. There's a lot of positives to this horse. This horse has never run at Kentucky Downs, by the way. This horse runs pretty even overall, 105, 102, 108. So if he gets his way, if it's lone speed, he'll go out and win. If he doesn't, he can sit. Look at this one. He was sitting 8th, only 4 lengths off. So that's pretty close, pretty tight, and then he won at the end. So he has the talent to do this. Is it at this level is my main question. So for me, I'm going to sit back and watch on this one. Get smoking. Here's one of your speed horses. This horse is another one, horse for the course. He 1-for-1 at Kentucky Downs. Horse has got a speed range of 98, 97 to 111. So if he has his way up front, they might have a hard time catching him. Okay, but I don't think he's going to have his way up front. This horse has got plenty of speed. There's plenty of speed in this race. Definitely fits in this race. Definitely a player at 12-1 is a player to steal it. Okay, if you want someone to steal it, this is your player. At 12-1, that's your guy. But I think there's others in here that are most likely going to win this race, and he has a heck of a shot. I don't want to talk anybody really off of this horse. He does have talent, but for me, I think this is more on the exotics for exactas and trifectas. The 5. Another one of your speed horses. Look at this up front, but usually gives in at the end. Usually gives in. Here's one he finished first, but he was second. So he battled all the way. I think he was in that last race once again with Nation's Pride and Ancient Rome. This horse gave away at the end. I think there's enough speed in here where he's going to do the same. You're getting 20-1. I would demand, if you're going to bet this horse, I would demand 20-1. Okay, then he might get loose and no one might touch him. But I would demand 20-1, 18-1 at the lowest. I would not go any further. Here's your racing lens angle here. Second start after a layoff, out of the money, which is not good. You gotta at least show improvement each time when you have days off. Success score is a 1.8. Yeah, for me, I'm just gonna sit back and just watch this one go by. The 6, interesting horse. That's all I can say. But I think this horse is just kind of over his head. Has, picked up small paychecks against some big horses like Silver Knot, for example. But I just think this horse is just a notch over his head. This horse will close a little bit, 92, 93 at a 108. Will be closing. Will he be out of it is the question. I have a feeling he's going to be out of it. And what run he does have, it's going to be little, too late type of thing. 30 to 1. For me, I'm sitting back. I'm not going to be looking at this horse for anything. 7. Here's a horse that's been doing a little bit better of late. Finished third last 2 times. Get Smoking beat him last time out, but this horse is a hard knocking horse. This horse has got a little bit of what we call the heart. Got heart, fights and fights and fights. We got a race lens angle here. Horse shipping to a track wins at multiple circuits, which is good. Success score of a 3.8. This horse, Christopher Clement and Pratt combo. You got to watch out for that. Does this horse have a lot of talent? Yes, he does. Do I think he could win? I'm going to say no, but he's definitely a major player for the exotics, exactas, trifectas. I think he does have a little bit of a shot at some piece of the pie here. Yes. The 8, another speed horse here. Another one that gives away right at the end, always. First, second, 8th, first, 5th, first, third, 4th. Always kind of gives out at the end. Excuse me. And, they bring this horse in from California. Last time out, 32 to 1. Was trying to steal it, couldn't steal it. I watched that race, just didn't look. Yeah, the horse just really tired out. The pace is 100, 104, 110. 20 to 1, I would demand at least 20 to 1 at the minimum, maybe 25. But I don't see him getting loose on the lead. There's too many other speed horses in here. So for me, I'm going to sit and pass. I just got to. I can't. The 9. Here's a bit of pace horse, but a little bit on the closing side. This one, if he could get up there in a good spot. Now, he's on the outside, so he's going to have to come in a little bit and maybe tuck himself at 4th or 5th to have a shot here. For him to have a shot, he does have to do that. Cannon, this jockey, not too many people know about this jockey very much, but he is a very, very good rider. He's done his damage here. Kentucky Downs, this horse is 1 for 1, so there's a horse for course. He does need to tuck in a little bit. Cannon in the last 30 days is a plus 13% ROI, so you got to love that. So I think this horse has a shot at some exotics, exactas, tries. I just don't know about the win column. So I think that's where I'm going to be placing him. I'm going to be putting some money there for him to finish 2nd, 3rd, and possibly even 4th for my supers. The 10. Now, here's an interesting horse. This horse really does kind of have decent speed. So I think if this horse breaks good, I think Tyler needs to sit him really close to the pace. Now, if you have 3 speed horses up there and you got the 9 dropping in a 4th, this one's going to have to be battling the 9 for that 4th spot. I think he's going to have to sit close enough. This horse does have that kind of speed to keep up with him, 109, 104, 108. I think this horse is going to be sitting in the catbird seat, as they call it. He could probably even tuck behind the 4 a little bit, come around, and try to squeeze up through. I mean, there's a lot of difference. Who knows how this race is really going to play out, but I do think there's going to be, for sure, 3 horses up front really pushing each other pretty hard. The top 2 probably battling head and head. The third one's going to be like a half a body off and pushing them all the way, keeping them honest. So where does this one fit in? I think it's going to have to sit back there 4th, 5th, somewhere right there. And I think it's going to have to make one big move on that. Okay. And then the last one, the 11, Chief Little Rock. I couldn't see any videos on this horse. This horse looks like it has a lot of talent here, but it's in Ireland and England, been running all over the place. O'Brien, you can't, don't ever try to think you're going to outguess that man, and especially DeTore. He's been doing excellent. This horse has never ran a Kentucky Downs. They're saying it's 87, 98, 97. So they're saying he's a little bit of a come from behind her. I kind of see that too in him. For me, exotics, I'm going to have to sit there. I don't have much data to go off of on this horse. I try to look at some videos. And if you can find a video on this horse, look at him, especially the last 2 races, because you have opposites. You have a win and just getting destroyed, okay? What happened, you know? They're saying it pushed along early peaks. That means that horse broke very good. So this horse might be another one of your pace horses, you know? Who knows? But for me, I'm going to take a step back. I'm just not going to worry about it that much and see if it could beat me, basically. That's what I'm going to do. So then we're going to go to excuse me, I got to click on the wrong thing there. See what Race Lens likes, how they predict this race is going to unfold. And let's see what they got going on there. All right, here we go. We're going to the 10th, and here we go. All right, the 10th race. They say the 7 and the 10 are going to go out in the front. I think the 10 could be a little bit further back. I think personally, the 2, I see that horse being about where that. I mean, the 2 could sit 4th too. You know, this is another one that could have speed and do some damage. The 2, I think, has the most talent when it comes to how it breaks and where it could place itself. I think this horse could pace, sit off a pace a little bit. It could, of course, lead if it wanted to, but there's plenty of other speed in there. Let them do all the work. You got the 3 and the 9. I think they're going to move up actually in front of the 2 personally. That's how I see it. But then in the middle of the race, they're saying the 7's going to start pulling away. Tawny Port. That's interesting. I don't know if he'll be pulling away, especially with the 9. And there's, like I said, there's plenty. You know, the 4 has got plenty of speed too. I don't know why they got the 4 back here in the pack personally, but that's how they got it. And they say the 2 at 37%, the 10 at 18, 7, excuse me, 7 at 14, the 1 at 7, and then the 4 at 7. I like it, the 2 to win. I do. I really do. The 10, I like sitting second. The 7, I like that third personally. And I like the 4th, you know. I think he'll be up there pretty close. I want to show you at every time you get Race Lens, there's this tool over here called Adjust Win Percentage. And I'm going to show you what we do. This is what I do on certain races. For this course, I do it different than I do other courses. I set up, this is my setup for speed. I give it a 3 out of 5. The class the same, the form, and distance, okay? Those are all 3 out of 5. Jockey, trainer, pace, all 2 out of 5. The most important thing is, to me, is this horse, can this horse handle this track? Very important. I put a 5 out of 5, okay? Now, if we were doing Del Mar, I would put speed probably up to 4, class up to a 5, and form up to a 4. See, I would change it depending on the track, because some tracks are speed bias, Some track are, if your horse is in form, it doesn't matter. Do the distance. Track, as in California, if you got a California horse, the tracks there are all pretty similar, pretty speed. But on the East Coast, they're different. You got, when you're at Aqueduct or Belmont, the speed handles that track a little different than they do at maybe, let's say, Churchill Downs or even Keeneland. So you got to know your tracks, know how the speed handles everything. But this is how I set it up for Kentucky Downs for every race. So it helps me give me a guide of what I like to see in the probable odds and probability of how this race is going to be run. Now, here's the odds. We got 24 to 6-1, and the morning line's 8-1. I think you're going to get about between 8 and 6-1. I think you're going to get that. The 10 is the big value of this race so far. The 4-1, and you got 12-1 morning line. I'm picking a second. They picked it second. I think the horse has got some talent. It's how this horse breaks is everything for the 10. Everything for the 10. The 2 could break bad, and I think the 2 can make it up, personally. I think the 4 could break bad. He could probably make it up a little bit, but he's going to have to, when he breaks bad, he's got to get a clean position to run at him. If he's stuck down on the rail or anything like that, he might be in trouble. Okay? So, once again, there's my pick. We're going to go now and hit that pick 5 here at Kentucky Downs again, and I'm going to show you my picks. Once again, if anybody wants to find out any other picks or have questions for me, please shoot me an email at charles@passthewire.com, and I will get back to you. And those who have already done it know I will, and I will send everything I can, okay? So here we go. This is what I like. We're covering the Light Wonder Marathon, which is the 6th race. That's what we're starting off on. And we're finishing on the FanDuel Kentucky Turf Cup, which is the 10th race. In that 6th race, this is where we start. All stakes picked 5. I like in that 6th race, my top 4 picks are 6, 4, 2, 7. Okay, I'm going to do a try in that race. The 6, 4, of course, remember, I always put the top 2 in all 3 spots. 6, 4, 2, 7 with an 8. And same thing with the 3rd spot, 6, 4, 2, 7 with an 8. The pick 5, this is what we're going to do here. I'm playing the same type of ticket. Remember, I always say I'm going to keep it $200 or less no matter where we go. And this is a $200 ticket. The first race, we're going with 5 horses. The 6, 4, 2, 7, 8 in the 6th race. The 7th race, we are going the 9, 2, 7, 11, 4, and 1. Most wide open race, trying to pick a price there. Hopefully we get a price in there. Of course, we want prices everywhere. The 8th race, we have the 10, 3, 2, 1. The 9th race, 6, 1, 3, 8. Once again, I have to make single, right? I'm using that 10th race. I'm going the single. I'm using that 2. I think that horse is sitting on a monster race right now. This horse with Kendrick aboard, I think this horse just breaks clean really good because, like I said, Kendrick gets him out of the gate. He'll get him out of the gate, put him in a nice spot, and just take over whenever he wants to take over. I think that's going to be the plan. That's how I see it. Unfortunately, the favorite of the race. So where's value, you'd probably ask. Well, if it's a favorite and you really like the favorite, then use the value somewhere else, like in a pick 5, pick 4, pick 3, a daily double, or exacted with that horse that you really like on top. Do whatever like that. That's how I see it, okay? In the 7th race, we'll go back to down to the 7th race. I'm going to show you who I like, the 9, 2, 7, 11. I like to try with a 9, 2 on top, the 9, 2, 7, 11, 4 in the 2nd spot. And it's the same 5 there, 9, 2, 7, 11, 4. But I'm adding the 1 in that 3rd spot. Hoping to try to get something else right in there. The 8th race, I like a $10 exacta box, just at the 10 over the 3, because I like 10, 3, 2, 1. I really do like that 10 and the 3. I think those two are the horses to beat right there in that race. But there's a couple of priceless horses. That's why we went with the 2 and the 1 in our pick 5, just in case we want to get a price in there. The 9th race, I like the 6, 1, 3, 8. The try, I'm doing the 6, 1 with the 6, 1, 3, 8 with the 6, 1, 3, 8, 12 on the back end. And then the 10th and final race, as you know, that's my single on my all stakes pick 5 at Kentucky Downs. The 2, 10, 7, 4. That's how I see them finishing in that race. I got a $20 exacta just with the 2 on top, the 10 finishing second. Playing a little bit there of a hunch on that. Other than that, once again, shoot me an email if you got questions. I hope everybody got some of those winners last week at Kentucky Downs. And those who did ride and hit that pick 5 with me, congrats to you two. And let's do it again. Let's go and hit that pick 5 at Kentucky Downs. Let's show them who's boss, and it's our track to take. All right. So I'll see you guys next weekend. Until then, see ya.
Tracking trips from Past the Wire and the Pick 6 King, John Stetton. As your handicapping partner, John is your second set of eyes on the past performances, replays, numbers, trips, and more, helping you find the angles and plays others miss. Each week you get expert analysis, smarter ways to press your opinions, and the keys to cashing bigger tickets. Tracking trips from Past the Wire. Give yourself an edge and partner with a pro. Get a second set of trained, experienced eyes. Join today. Membership has its benefits. You're watching Past the Wire TV. Solomini, a top 10 first crop sire in 2023, standing at McMahon of Saratoga. 14 first crop winners, including My Shady Lady, winner of the $500,000 New York Stallion Series 5th Avenue Stakes, Grade 2 winner, Winstock, and Stakes winner, Solo Shot. Solomini, the 7th leading freshman sire and the only top 10 freshman sire with a Grade 1 or Grade 2 winner. He sired a $700,000 2-year-old at the OBS April sale. His juveniles sold for nearly 6 figures on average, more than 12 times the stud fee. Solomini, a controversial DQ from being a Grade 1 winner by 2-time Horse of the Year Curlin, standing at McMahon of Saratoga Thoroughbreds.
Nobody does it better.